live yet. Let's see. Stuff's going on. Is this working now? Let's try it out. Hello, hello. Yes. All right. Happy Thursday. I made it. 6:01, and I've just been dealing with like 10 minutes of weird, freaky YouTube issues. Streaming. Apparently, they give you a stream key. It's this like special key, and I thought I had one that I can use all the time for all events, and then said, "Oh no, you're duplicated." So, whipped up a new stream ASAP. All right, this will be good. So, happy Thursday. Tonight's live product design office hours is really going to be about UX design contest 10. So let's start getting over into that. There we go. And I'm going to take the full 2 hours because I don't know how easy it's going to be. I'm with you. If you haven't used UXPin recently and you're interested in participating in this contest, like I have not used it recently either, and you're going to see me kind of having a new user experience with this tool as I go along and try to demo some of the features that are important for the contest entry. What's the contest all about? Well, design a lit interactive prototype with UXPin. First, second, third prizes are going to be awarded. I'll put the, it's just a shorter link if I just put this in chat. Live chat's unavailable. Oh, you know what? That's because it's with that other link. Ralph, how you doing? How you doing? I missed you a couple weeks ago. Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna pop this chat out. There we go. Now I can see it. I'll get this link. I haven't gone back to see if links if you watch this video after it's recorded, do you still get the benefit of links in chat? Hopefully. So tonight it's really going to be around this tool. You can hop in to that link and read all the cool stuff. Desired outcomes, right? Gain experience with UXPin. UXPin is one of these modern prototyping tools. It's increasingly getting involved with code and blurring the line between design and code. And you're also going to be, what else? Demonstrate your understanding of micro interactions. So we'll talk a little bit about micro interactions and call those out as we're working on designing. You can exercise visual design skills and of course practice project presentation skills, which is very important as well. Prizes and stuff. I'm going to scroll down to, where's the part where I talked about, here we go, how to enter. Use UXPin. Oh yeah. Boom. Make it a little bit easier to read if you're just checking it out on the screen. So we're going to use UXPin to create an interactive prototype. If you're in it to win it, use as many of these as you can. Conditional interactions, data, expressions, form input, states, variables. So I'm going to try to run through all of these tonight, do a little demo so that you have an idea of how you can use these things and can start thinking about how do you pull some of these together to make a super awesome interactive prototype. Sound good? Alrighty. Let's do it. Let's get started. First, a little hydration. All right. Properly hydrated, and we can get started. So I'll drop UXPin's link in chat as well. Ralph's asking, is UXPin software or web like Figma? So I believe that it's web-based. I'm 90% sure, but because I haven't used it recently, I guess I used Google. to sign in before? Because I know I've seen like a dashboard. Here we go. So I'm in. You may need to create an account. It looks like you can use Google login, which is great. And I'm going to go ahead and add a new project. New project, or start by creating your first project. I don't know if these lead anywhere different. I'm going to just do this in case there's a little bit of a tutorial. So this is going to be Adam Ruff UXPin tutorial demo. Let's see if it accepts emoji. Oh, interesting. It put it at the very front. Let's see if it likes it. Nope, it didn't like it. It's got question marks. That's it's a letdown. I feel like that should be one of the hard requirements for any manual content that users create, is at least support Unicode emoji at a minimum. All right, so I'm gonna. Oh, interesting. So you can start with by importing sketch images or documents. I have nothing. I literally have nothing. I have 0 assets. I'm literally just picking this up as if I were maybe in your shoes, and you're like, oh, this design concept sounds kind of cool. I'm starting at 0. You're starting at 0. I'm starting at 0. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click on new prototype and see what I get. All right, and I think I'm gonna try to capture, I used T for text and it brought up a text box. That's super nice. It seems like there's probably, let's see, if I do rectangle, I can draw a rectangle. If I hit O, can I draw circles? Yes. Cool, so it looks like there's some fairly familiar or shared keyboard shortcuts, which already I'm liking because it's gonna help me be a little bit more efficient and productive. And why did I create a text box? I created a text box because I thought I should probably think a little bit about what I'm gonna do. And the first thing that I'm gonna do is capture these. So I have like my little cheat sheet here. So these are things that I want to show. And oh wow, this is cool. Command D duplicates, it like puts it nicely in line. Already some like little things that I'm liking. And I'm trying to create these as separate text elements quickly, because then I can write more in these related little blocks. There's no super elegant way of doing this that I know of. So I will just do my best to select and delete. I feel like the selection is a little sensitive. Okay, cool. And then what am I doing for my interactive prototype? I'm looking at these things: states, form inputs, variables, expressions, data, conditional interactions. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an interactive prototype for a fantasy product for me. And for me, my fantasy product, and actually there was a company that actually used this name before, but it's going to be called Lugless, or yeah, I'm just going to call it that. And this is a service that allows travelers to have awesome trips with 0 packing. So the idea is that there's this, I'm going to create this fake company called Lugless, and it's going to allow people to travel and have awesome trips with 0 packing. That's my dream, is like, what's my prep for going somewhere? I wake up, I shower, I get dressed, I do like my normal routine stuff, and then I leave. And then I show up at the airport and I go somewhere and I arrive at my hotel and Everything I need and want is there. So that's what I'm gonna try to create. And so some of the things I'm trying to think of already, like data, cool. I can have like some different expressions, form input, states, variables. Great. All right. Let's conditional interaction. So maybe I've got trying to think of some conditional interactions. So maybe there's these ideas of different types of travelers, or different types of travel experiences, or different budgets. Maybe it's just that. I know what it is. It's going to be activities. Conditional interactions. It's going to be like, what activities do you want to enjoy on your trip? Okay. So I've got I've done a little bit of thinking. I have a rough but somewhat directional idea of what I'm going to do. I'm starting to think about, okay, what kind of form do I put this in? Really quickly, is this going to be a little smartphone app? Maybe. I've got status bars, toolbars, tab bars, alerts, text selection, buttons, toggles, steppers, sliders. I don't see any. Oh, that was all categories. So I don't see any radio buttons or check boxes, which feels weird to me. I'm just scrolling to make sure I didn't miss anything. Editing reveal, editing select. What does this mean? Interaction plus. When you click on it, then you go to something, you toggle something, you set a variable, you scroll somewhere, you show something. So that's cool. So I'm just gonna play around with this real quick. Click or tap, then you set a state. You can't set a state for this thing. You can show. Can show data. You haven't finished adding your interaction. Do you want to cancel? No. Add. So wait, how do I hide this then? Do I just change this to 0 opacity? Oh, maybe I hide it. I hide it, and I click on this, and what happened? Show data. Click show data. Animation none. I'm just gonna see what happens when I click play. I'm just monkeying around. Ah, so there. Okay, cool. That's very simple. I can't do anything once I do with that, but all right. I'm starting to learn. So I guess we need to, if I want radio buttons or checkboxes, I need to do all that. What about... Oh, there is a desktop app, Ralph. So I wonder if the desktop app is significantly different. I'm downloading the desktop app. I think I'll just keep playing with this web app for a little bit. Assets. Okay, it's got a bunch of icon assets. Text styles. Interesting. Components. Oh, these are all those things. All categories. Colors. Okay, that's kind of cool. What I would love to do is... Oh, that's interesting. It's like a super tall... I don't even know how... It's a super tall, wide artboard. Preview data on a device. Oh, you can mirror this with a QR code. That's interesting. Accessibility. You can check your contrast levels, do your color blindness, some of the stuff. Okay, that's cool. But how do I set, like... How do I create an artboard and set it to, for example, a mobile phone? It says add new adaptive version. Huh. I don't know what that means. Design system libraries, more elements. Basic elements. Oh, look at this. We do have checkboxes. Look at all this stuff. We do have some stuff hiding. So I don't know why it's hidden in more elements, but I do have checkbox. I do have input fields. Go to Hawaii. There is multi-select. There are radio buttons. Fantastic. There's drop downs. There are tooltips. It's a freaking ugly tooltip, but okay. All right, so we got little things in our tool set. I wish I knew how to make another. What does this do? Add new page. Let's go with lugless homepage. All right, cool. Let's try to get familiar. How do I get out of design system libraries or more elements? It seems really sad that they didn't just put all these things with this design system library. Oh, and you can do iOS, you can do material design. It's going to give you all of the material colors. That's cool. Gives you all stuff in Roboto. Gives you all of material icons and then components. Oh, interesting. It's got all the stuff. Oh, maybe not. It's got all of the components built into... That's great. All right, let's do a material design based one. Talking about visual design and leveling up there. Let's just go with something that's got some polish already on it. Yeah? Let's do it. All right, this is going to be, all these things are basically mobile stuff. So we're probably not going to use that, but we will drag this over here. And that's kind of weird. How do I get it to not be a fixed width? That's for flipping. That's for pinning it, even if you're scrolling. Remove indent, line auto. Let's do 8. Where's the width? Width, here we go. How do we... I guess I have to just drag it. Okay. I can do it. It's a little weird. Oh, then it popped and wrapped. Okay. I gotta try this feature out. This is something I've never seen in any tool. Generate lorem ipsum. So let's get some... Let's change this, do body, and let's do that. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Does it do the same one each time? Yeah, it looks like it. And then you can keep adding on. Yeah, it's just the same string repeated over and over, but okay. Kind of cool. All right. Lugless. Oh, let's use the hierarchical text here. Do we have subtitle 1? It's maybe not the best size. Let me zoom in a little bit so we can all see. Yeah, a little bit bigger. Okay. Start planning your luggage-free vacation experience. I don't like that there's... I don't like how they handle text by default very well. Let's see, how do they do this? How do they... Can I use option? How do I move things around? So I can do that. Okay, so I can use option key on my Mac to see the distance between things. And then how about alignment? Okay, cool. Alignment stuff is up here. And there are keyboard shortcuts. Looks like option X. Option X, option A, option D. I'm just gonna play around with those. Whoops, that's not option, that's command. Option A, option D, option X. Okay, it's like reasonably easy in terms of fingers on the keyboard. Great. Doesn't look like there's probably any way to set the nudge options. So let's just do 8, start planning it. Okay, and then let's dive in. Let's dive in with some questions. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking of these components and saying, did we have an input field? Text field. That's a label? What's this one? Can put anything here. I don't know why it would have this I here. Guess we can get rid of that. Really don't like how it does text. I don't know why it's just... Where do you want to go? Actually, this will assume you have your tickets. Where are you going? Okay, and then we have this text input. Maybe this is the big. We'll have to fix all those widths and everything, but let's just do something super janky so we can focus on some of these features, right? How do I switch between pages? Conditional interactions, expressions, form inputs, states, and variables, right? All right. Where are you going? Cool. And then let's duplicate this. I'll grab the text. Just use keyboard. What should I ask? Does it make more sense to ask about the activities that people are doing and then assume what kinds of things they're going to need for those activities, or just ask them what stuff do you want, or what stuff do you need? Right now I'm still working on the web version. I think that'll just be simpler, because then I'll be demoing. It should be consistent for everyone. What activities will you do? All right, and this is where I think I can get into some of the radio button stuff. I thought I saw that. Here we go. It doesn't come with a label though, huh? So it's not quite as nice as this. Oh, how do we make that bigger? If I just start changing the label, oh man, that breaks so bad. All right, let's do this. So out of the box, it's not that great. It's a little bit of work. It's a little bit more work than I expected, maybe. Like, what kind of radio button or checkbox doesn't have a label? It seems really silly. And now, like, labels should also be clickable. So creating a real prototype, it just seems like it's going to be a little bit more work than I would like. So let's see. How do I change a state? It's got this little lightning bolt in it. It's got two. Set click. Set state to off hover. Set state to on hover. That's interesting. I guess I just want to play with this. So I don't know why that's not the default state. How do I get that? I think that's one of maybe the most challenging things in using UXPin so far, is that I'm not seeing the preview of like the prototype. This is I thought it would actually be working in this kind of mode. I thought I would be working in this, so I can just drag stuff out and interact with it. The fact that I have to go back and forth between these is a little bit awkward. I suppose it's not that difficult to get over. All right, let's see. Snorkeling, and then can I do Command G to group it? I can. That's super nice. And it automatically puts 10 pixels of space between things, which is pretty good. And actually, I'm realizing these should not be radio buttons, should they? If assuming you can do multiple activities and they're not mutually exclusive. Let's back it up. Oh, actually, let me see if I can change this easily into something. For example, like Sketch has this idea of, you can change from one symbol to another. I don't see anything. What's this stuff up here? Group, ungroup, create component. That's interesting. So I can create my own components, add a state, fill with data, toggle interactions to the front, to the back. Okay. Okay. I just have to be a little bit patient as I'm learning this. Okay, snorkeling. I don't know if this, what happens if I create this as a component? What does this do? This just edits all the masters. Edit master. Now can I change the state here? State 1 base. I don't know what all these pop-up things are going. They're probably helpful. Before you dive into states, whenever you update the base state, changes will automatically appear in other states. Properties already edited in other states won't be updated. You can always reset the edited properties or the whole state. I don't know if it's just too late in the day for me, but that's too much text. Okay, I get it. So if something's been changed in other states, it won't be updated. I feel like there's just awkward language here. This could be communicated a lot easier, and maybe this image is already doing it. Right? They set this to red, and they set that to gray first, and then they went back and changed the base, and then those things stayed the same. I almost think this text is maybe 3 static images. I don't know, or you could even start with these 2 different. I'm just thinking of ideas. All right, but let's keep rocking and rolling here. So I don't think this needs to be a component. I don't think I'm gonna be on enabled. Here we go. Off enabled. Ah, haha! Look at that. How did I get to that again? I did this. No, and then there's this little. Nope. What? Nope. How did I do that? Share preview. Nope. I was definitely in this state thing. Did anyone see that? Ralph, did you see it? Did you see what I did? I have no idea how to get back to that thing. I just did. Super frustrating. Because this thing looks like a drop down, right? So like this drop down. Preview, prototype, share. Maybe I click the flag. I don't know how I got there, but it was amazing. Because it allowed me to change to have my checkboxes be empty by default, which is totally what I want to do. And I just did something else that I don't want to do. That's toggling interactions. Set state. No. Ah, here it is. So if you, okay, I command select. I select the actual checkbox, and then the checkbox state comes up. Okay, got it. I don't know why they couldn't just make it easier. Like, I had this thing selected, which to me looks like the checkbox. But I guess I didn't have it selected. So keep that in mind. If you want to set or alter the default states of things, you have to get down to the very, very specific element that you're working with. All right, we can go back. Snorkeling. Oh, how do they do overrides? Let's see what happens. Nice. It looks pretty easy. Just click in. Maybe what I want to do is ungroup things. So now it's easier. Because I had them grouped together, I had to dive in multiple layers. So it's much easier if you keep things flat within a component, if you're going to be doing text overrides. So snorkeling, let's see, volcano viewing. Whoops, I'm typing and I'm not seeing anything. There we go. Volcano, what is it? Volcanoes? You do volcanoes? Oh, and it didn't stay. What's going on? Oh, no. Alright, I don't know how to do overrides. It's not obvious to me. Why aren't there more things? Why is there only one layer? Oh, here we go. So if I click on this, then that's a group. I can go into the group. Interesting. It cuts away all the clutter. That's interesting. It lets you really focus on what are the things that you're dealing with. Maybe I change it here. I'm gonna do whale watching. That didn't matter. It didn't do anything here. So the fact that this is not intuitive is definitely not making me super happy. The fact that I have to Google it, UXPin, how to override component text. Customizable elements, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get it. Creating component. How you can detach components. That seems to be kind of defeating the purpose of components. Editing instances with overrides. When you update an instance with unique content, we call this an override. Fantastic. Once you select an element inside an instance, you'll see the properties you can change for it. So they're changing fills and colors and size. But it didn't. Oh wait, here's text. They're doing text things too. How did they do that? Do I need to use a text component? A nested component? Let's try that. All right, going back. Edit master. And now instead of this, we're gonna add a what? Some text. It's just gonna be, what's it gonna be? Overline caption? Subtitle? Subtitle 2? Maybe? That's not a component though, is it? Did I just make this a component? Component? Maybe. Let's find out. There's one way to find out, right? Boom! There it is. Okay. All right. We're 40 minutes in, and I learned how to do. If you want to use overrides, overrides only make sense in the context of components. So if you have a nested component, oh come on, if you have a nested component, you need to make sure that anything that you want to override is also a component, including text. Now I should be able to do this with like, let's see, pineapple farm tour, bird watching, luau. Let's change this. Instead of text, let's make this a radio button. So we can have, it'll just be like tropical locations. Let's make this simpler. Components, radio. There's that, and then a text. Wait, which text did I use? I used subtitle 2. Sure, works for me. Okay, and then I'm gonna componentize these, and then I'm gonna edit the master and make my text a component as well so that I can override it. And then I'm going to click on that radio and I'm going to set it to off enabled, off hover, off enabled. Oh, that's interesting. There's a ring around it. I didn't notice that. Oh, cool. So I've off enabled. Great. It's weird to say off and on. Why wouldn't you just say things that are common with code, right? Like default, selected, hover, focus. Then you wouldn't have to have on, off, off. Because I think many of these things are duplicative. All right. Anyways, I've got my Hawaii. I've got my, let's see if I can select a group of things with my mouse. Yes, I can. And I can use the option A. Sweet. I'm even picking up some of the keyboard shortcuts. I'm going to group those guys together and bring them down here. I'm going to make sure these are all lined up as well. Boom, they are. Let's do Hawaii, Bali, and Tahiti. Great. Luau, cultural experience. And then how about some sailboating? All right, great. Whoops. So it would be interesting. Let me actually make these a little different. Let's do something else. Hawaii, San Francisco, Tokyo. There we go. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm actually going to ungroup these. I'm gonna group these options together and I'm gonna try to tie them together with Hawaii. So let's see, where can I name this group? In my layers, this group is going to be called Hawaii Activities. Awesome. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, what was the other one? SF Activities, San Francisco. And one more. Tokyo Activities. And San Francisco, let's see, eating. Do you call it dining? Dining, food stuff. You can actually do whale watching. Let's see, visit Alcatraz. See the Golden Gate Bridge. What else do people want to do in San Francisco? Ride a trolley car. And watch a Giants game. Cool. Alright, so we have this set. I'm gonna mash all these things on top of one another, and you'll see why hopefully in just a minute. Let's get these Tokyo activities. Watch sumo wrestling. Eat sushi. Go shopping. Stay in a, what do they call it? Capsule hotel. Do that. And I'll try to remember to keep my zoom a little better. Stay in a capsule hotel. Visit the Studio Ghibli Museum, because of course. And cherry blossoms. Hanami. Cherry blossom viewing. Oh, Hanami. Great. All right. We can put this up with the others. And now what I'm going to do is hide these all. And then I'm going to create this interaction that says when you click this, you are going to show Hawaii activities. Boom. Delay, no delay, animation. Sure, let's have it fade in. Why not? Because we're playing around with stuff. And then this one is gonna show. Oh, interesting. It needs to. I wonder if it has to show and hide all the other ones too. SF activities, cool. You can do text search. That's fantastic. We're on a fade roll. Let's keep going. Again, add the interaction, show, Tokyo activities, fade. Fade's the only option. I don't know why they have a drop down for none or fade. This would actually be a great place for a radio button. Add, maybe they want it to scale and add more things. All right, now we can see what happens. Nice. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I was afraid that was going to happen. But that's okay. Just means we need to be even more explicit. So this is actually going to have a bunch of interactions. This is going to hide, or it's going to set the state of San Fran. Shoot, I need to do better labeling of my stuff first, actually. So, all right, so when you're using UXPin, get in the habit of labeling your stuff. Anything that you may want to interact on, you're gonna want to rename it. So like radio button, this is gonna be Hawaii radio. And this is going to be SF radio. And I bet you can guess from my naming pattern that this is going to be Tokyo. How do they say button? Baton. Tokyo button. No, Tokyo radio. Radio. Tokyo no radio desu. Okay, now I should be able to select it. Now I can go in and I can wait. Where's the interactions? Oh, the interaction that's on this whole thing. Yes, that's good. That'll work. I'm gonna set the state on SF radio to off enabled. Yes. And then I'm gonna set the state of Tokyo no radio to off enabled. It's so weird. Does anyone else think that's weird? Just like on enabled, off enabled. They wish it matched kind of CSS things more closely. Okay. Let's see how that goes. Does this open a new thing every single time? Or was I doing other things? Other things. All right. So I should be able to... Oh, that was weird. Wait a minute. Refresh. I see there's fine tuning that's needed. But I picked that. Okay, when I clicked on this whole thing, it didn't set the state. Ugh. But if I do this, or I do this, it should remove that. Okay, I have even more work to do. All right, because really what I want is not just the radio button selected. I want this whole group. So, all right. It's also going to set the state of Hawaii radio to on enabled. And let's just check real quick. Nice. It's not doing a hover state, so I also want to do a hover now. Man, there's a lot of stuff. So on hover, trigger on hover, set state, Hawaii radio to on hover. There we go. Add. Now let's check this out. That's on hover? Interesting. I wonder why it fills the middle. To me, that seems like a weird on hover state to do, but that's okay. Now I'm really thinking that what happens if I duplicate this and move this down here? Do I have all these interactions? So shortcut, time saver, pro tip, I guess, for UXPin. If you have a bunch of complicated interactions, this one has 5 interactions. Rather than going through manually and doing all those interactions, it's probably going to save you a lot of time if you just duplicate once you have your interactions set. Duplicate again, and now what I can do is San Francisco, and now I'm going to change this to SF radio. I'm going to change this to Tokyo no Radio. Rado, sure. All right, whatever. It's going to be Rado. Okay. And then I'm going to... That all looks good. I also... Oh, shoot. You know what? I did it too soon. Arg. Because I still need to set up... I still need to set up the interactions for... Ugh. It's not going to work like this. All right. It takes some work. It takes a little bit of work. But I'm confident I'm going to get faster and faster the more I use this. Again, like I'm only about an hour in. I'm already to make stuff that has stuff showing and hiding, changing other states. Like that's pretty powerful. What I've been able to do within an hour. To be fair, so I'm going to on tap. This is going to hide SF activities. No animation, just instant. And then it's going to hide Tokyo activities. And that's going to be instant. Cool. And right now it's just going to look very simple. That's cool. Oh, if I tap again, interesting. You can't tap a radio button again to remove it. Can you? That would be odd, I think. All right, cool. So I've got this. Now I think I'm ready to duplicate. Now I got to go in and rename. SF radio. Tokyo radio. It is definitely using a different part of my brain as I'm thinking about all these different levels of interactions. And that hover state, like these kind of things. Oh, interesting. That's, where does it flash? That's hover. Hover is different. It is weird to have the, I don't know. But just talking about little things like hover state. Oh no, we get into this thing where this thing hovers. All these other ones are hovering it too. Okay, all right. This will work. I'm gonna make this work. Okay. This has 5 interactions. This has 5 interactions. All I'm going to do is change the on tap. This is going to show not Hawaii activities, but SF activities. Save. And then this is going to hide Hawaii activities. And it's going to do that. It's going to set... Oh, I didn't name this component yet. Wait, what's this name? This one's named, I dive in, and this is named Hawaii. There we go. San Francisco. Tokyo. Yes, I get it. Hawaii, we should probably call this Maui, right? Because these are, the other two are cities and that's a state. It's a little inconsistent. Maui is my favorite, and I think I spelled it wrong, right? M-A-U-I. No, it's just M-A-U-I. Okay, that was right the first time. For some reason it looked weird. Maui. Great. Maui is there. Okay, now I can go into these interactions and say set SF radio. Great. Oh, I wish it was this. Interaction was not added. Do you want to cancel? I wish it would say, hey, you haven't finished this. Do you want to save it? Yes. Like, no, cancel. Then I have to like, go back here. And wait a minute. Which state? On enabled. Then hover, set SF radio. On hover. Save. Cool. I feel like I might be missing one thing, but maybe not. Let's try those two. Maui, San Francisco. Oh, it didn't remove. Ah, I see. There's yet another step. This also needs to. It needs to on tap. Yeah. On tap. Set state of SF radio to off enabled, and then set state Tokyo radio to off enabled. Okay, and then I gotta do that same thing here. Set state Hawaii radio off enabled, and then set state Tokyo radio off enabled. And Tokyo. Okay, this one will be show Tokyo activities. Done. Hide Hawaii activities. And set Tokyo radio on enabled. I wish it wouldn't change the state. It's pretty annoying. I'm gonna tweet at UXPin and hopefully have them check out this video, see some of the things I struggle with. Bet it would be enlightening. Set state. So, and this one I change. Like I really just want to change the button, the element, but I don't want to change the state. Okay, and then I need to do the thing where I clear everything, where I have 7. This is on click or tap, set state Hawaii radio to off enabled, and set state SF radio off enabled. Oh my goodness. I think this works like an actual app now. Boom. All right. In just about an hour, I've already got the first conditional interactions. Technically, I have conditional interactions, form inputs, and states. I've got a few things. You can see how you can do multiple things. Kill multiple birds with one stone. That's cool. And then expressions, form it. What are expressions? What is data? What are we talking about here with data and expressions? Data, content and data. Fill with data, clear data, unsplash images, match layer by name. Additional keywords. Tel for telephone, photo for avatar. What does this mean? To generate content for a group of elements, use the match by layer name option. It generates content according to their names. Login for username. That's cool. I don't know how it works here. I guess it will show your profile. Maybe it shows your profile account. Generate data from Google Sheets. Wow. Paste a proper URL to the actual file. Hit enter to update elements. It's important to organize a file and the UXPin prototype. The structure of the Google Sheet needs to resemble a table, so the first row should contain the headers. Once you specify them, include the actual data in the columns below. Ah, interesting. Okay. Generate data from CSV or JSON file. It's not instantly obvious to me how I can use this data stuff. I can when I'm doing the products. Oh, this is cool. All right, so let's do new sheet. No, sheet.new. Sheets new is the shortcut. Hey Ricardo, I see you. Welcome, welcome. what are you up to these days? Are you participating in the contest? You gonna do this design contest number 10? So this is gonna be data for my UXPin prototype. All right, so this is going to be product name. I'm trying to think of what kinds of stuff am I gonna have here. Let's go back here. So let's say the task is to go to, let me see, Maui, snorkeling, bird watching, luau, sailboating. Actually, I think it'll be Maui. So the task for my prototype test is going to be go to Maui. So things that I'm going to have are, this, I wonder if I can do this. This might take me I might not have enough time to do all this. All right, let's just dive in. We're going to have a list of products. How do they say you have to organize it? The first row should contain the headers. Once you specify them, include the actual data in columns below. Okay, so we're gonna have product name. Let's have a star rating, or is it customer rating, user rating, just rating? Rating, and description. Let's actually do that here. Description, and ooh, a photo. Can you do photos? You can use images. Okay, cool. So we can actually plug in URLs to images. That's gonna be cool. All right, I'm excited to try this out. And this is product image. Great. Let's start with some things. So in Maui, there's snorkeling, whale watching, pineapple farm tour, bird watching, luau, sailboating. So I'm gonna start with some snorkel gear, and let's just go to Amazon. Let's do incognito Amazon, so you don't have to see all my Amazon stuff. I can bring the search over here though for you. Search along with me. Snorkel. What's the Amazon choice snorkel? There we go. It doesn't look like it has the splash guard, which I wouldn't recommend. I think having a splash guard is really important. So I'm actually gonna say this one here. A snorkel, and let's see, what else? Whale watching, binoculars. Oh, a camera. Let's see, what are some good Amazon's choice 10 by 25 folding high power binoculars with weak light, night vision, clear bird watching stuff. Great, let's do it. That'll be our binoculars. Camera. Everyone's just going to be using their phone, but let's best of the best. Coolpix 83 optical zoom. Easy. Best point and shoot camera. Sure, let's throw in a point and shoot camera. Why not? It's got built-in Wi-Fi. Cool. It looks like it's got everything you need. Nice. Duplicate and go back. Sunscreen. Sunscreen is something you definitely want. If you're really eco-friendly, you're gonna have reef safe sunscreen. Is that reef safe? Where's reef safe? Where does it say reef safe? Biodegradable. There's one. Coconut scent. That one sounds pretty good. Vegetarian. Reef friendly. There we go. Alright, fine. This one looks cool. This one's a spray. Coconut clear spray. SPF 50. That's pretty good. Good enough. Done. Alright, we've got sunscreen. What else? What else are you going to want on your Hawaii vacation? A Hawaiian shirt? Which one of these stands out? A pineapple one? Sure. Let's open that one. Oh my goodness. Look at that. A cat riding a shark vomiting volcanoes. And taco cats. That's crazy. Alright, and let's do Hawaiian dress. Why not? Is there anything matching? What color was the one we had? Pink. Something that complements pink. Well, let's just do this pineapple one because I guess we're into pineapples. I love pineapple. I definitely think of Hawaii as pineapple. Cool. That's enough stuff. Cool. So we've got some things to pull for data. So I'm gonna make use of multiple monitors here. Pull this down and start adding in some of the stuff here. Product name, this is the camera. A rating, 4.5. $543 reviews. And the product image. It's going to be this guy here. And a description. Product description. Oh. Alright. It's a little long, and to me it doesn't really feel like a great description, but whatever. Let's get this sunscreen next. Wow, that pasted so large. Product description. Holy moly, their description is super large. Super long. Alright, I'm gonna chop it off. Do that, and then what's the rating on this guy? 4 out of 5 stars, 519. And the image, let's just do 2. This is open image in new tab. All right. Now we've got product name. I think we should just keep it one word. Product. Let's try it with 2-word labels. Let's see what happens. All right, so we've got this. Here is the for updating the data from Google Sheets, it's necessary to use the URL in the comma separated values format. Task to choose the publish to web option from the file. Next, change its format and copy the URL. Oh, okay, so there's actually a special link we need to do. Publish to web option. Publish to web. Sheet 1. CSV. Publish. Yes. Now I've got this link. Great, and then I use this link, and what am I doing with it again? Where am I putting this link? To use data, paste a proper URL to the actual file and hit enter. Oh, it's in this little thing. I don't see it. Maybe it's only on desktop feature. Integrations. Okay, I might have to switch to desktop for that feature. It seems... Yeah, that... Yeah, this is a desktop app. All right, where'd my desktop app go? Downloads. All right, while I'm opening that, let's see if I can knock out some of the other items. States, more. I could do more form inputs. Expressions. I don't know what expressions are, or variables. So it'd be great to see, I guess variables stood out to me. Creating variables. Variables allow you to store user inputs, take actions based on provided data inside the prototype. You can use variables to create dynamic text elements, tailor design content, blah, blah, blah. Click variables in the left panel and new variable. Next, name the variable and confirm with enter. While naming your variables, you need to follow some rules. Blah, blah, blah. All variable names should begin with letter. They cannot use any of these things. Yikes. It's best to use descriptive names. If you want to use multiple words, use camel case or underscore. How do you use it? You can use variables in the following element. Rectangle or circle, you can put text inside. Button, you can put text inside. Text, you can put text inside. Oh, all right. So let's do this. Let's get a field. Oh, I want to unhide all these. I'm going to create a name question. So let's duplicate that, bring it up here. I'm basically recreating a type form is what I realize I'm kind of doing. And yeah, it's a bit weird asking what your name, actually it's super weird asking what your name is first. So I'm gonna undo stuff. Okay. All right, so I've got my UXPin local. I'm gonna try launching it. UXPin. See what happens. I'm gonna copy this down here just to test it out. Open. And then hopefully it lets me sign in with Google. Nice. Ralph's asking, have you heard of a book called Hidden in Plain Sight? Hidden in Plain Sight. I have not. I mean, it sounds like a kind of title that seems familiar because it's kind of clever. What's Hidden in Plain Sight about, Ralph? Oh, I will drop one thing. Let's see. Basecamp book on product development. Shape up. I will post this as cool reading. For product designers. Error. Edit and try again. Oh, it doesn't like refs. It doesn't like this referral. I have to do just a clean link. Hang on 1 second. There we go. I'll share that with you, Ralph. We can be trading. Hidden in plain sight. Wait a minute. It's a book? This? A woman fakes her own a film? Is this unrelated? Hidden in plain sight book. Here we go. Probably this. Wait, maybe the other one. There's many books called Hidden in Plain Sight. Which one is Ralph referring to? This one. How to create extraordinary products. Ooh, it looks like the cover totally glitched. Unless that's actually what the cover looks like. I can't imagine it is. How to create extraordinary products for tomorrow's customers. Interesting. Is this one that you've read, Ralph, and you recommend? Let's put this link in chat as well. I guess it's probably Chip Chase. Thought-provoking and humorous, often humorous read. Interesting. James Bond of Design Research, Indiana Jones of Tech for Developing World. Sounds cool. It's been out for a little while, and he founded this design studio. Cool. Thank you for the recommendation. All right, back to what was I doing? I'm gonna say, what's your name, friend? And then I'm gonna add this variable, and the new variable is gonna be called customer name. Wait, I forgot something about variable naming, right? They have some rules. Variable name. Okay, cool. Camel or underscore. Got it. Got it. New variable. Customer name. I'll do camel case. No, I'll do underscore. No, I'll do camel case. Default value, nothing. Great. So now, how do I hook it up? Managing variables. Using variables. Input, user's input. You can use variables with the following elements. Input, user's input. How does that work? Setting variables. Here we go. To use a variable to collect data, you need to set its variable with the set variable interaction. Haha. Brilliant. Cool. So I should be able to grab a text input. You were recommended that book. Excellent. Have you started reading it at all, Ralph? In case this person has an extremely long name, I guess. We don't need the label, but wait a minute. What happens if we remove the label? Let's find out. I don't like that it keeps opening new tabs every time. I wish it would just go to that tab. Okay, I can still enter stuff. Great. We can get rid of this thing too. First name is fine. Maybe we just say, what's your first name, and get rid of this. Even better. I don't like how they do text. Okay, and then this is going to have an interaction, and this is going to set a variable, and the variable it's going to set is customer name. Set variable as... Interesting. Okay, we can do this. we don't have the thing yet, so now I have to cancel it. It's kind of annoying. And then we're gonna have some text, and we're gonna say, welcome. Ooh, welcome. Welcome. Huh, borrow everyday design of everyday things. Not at a library? That's odd. I guess you have to split text fields. So if I do text, I guess. Let's do a big one. These all, what are these? H2s? Yes. Cool. So pull that in here. Welcome to Lugless. And then we'll have the person's name down below. Let's see what happens. I'm curious to see what happens if we have some text inside it. And then we're going to call this, in the layer, we're going to call this customer welcome. Call it welcome, and then now we can do the interactions, set variable, customer name, set it to, oh, we didn't have to do that. We just set the value of the variable. Set variable as value of variable. Customer name. Maybe that's right. And then here, and then let's see, maybe there's a clue on how to use variables in line. That would be really cool. Set content, choose set content from actions drop down. So again, this looks like a desktop thing, maybe. Additionally, use expressions. Set variable interaction using the image as a value, and then set content, paste this value into another image. Just trying to scan and read through this stuff real quick. Okay. Yes. All right. So, interaction, more. Is there a set? I don't actually see. I think some of these features are locked up behind desktop. So hopefully they've got desktop for all popular operating systems. Set variable interaction. Set variable. Setting content. Set content from the actions drop down. Action, more, set content. Maybe it is there. Maybe I just didn't see it. Let's try it again. Interactions, more. It is there. Set content. Here it is. Set content. It's going to be this welcome. That's the one that's selected. Set content as value of variable, customer name. All right, let's see what's going on here. Why did that have why was that clickable? Well, that didn't, why does it have, oh, on click. That's weird. Why would I have it on click? interaction. Oh, that's so weird. I see, I see. Okay, so this one's gonna have interaction. Wait, where did my... Where'd all my stuff go? Alright, so I set that. Set variable cost on tap. No. Actually, we want on blur. I see. So let's do on blur. Save. Let's see if this makes any difference. Didn't do anything. By the way, I'm gonna have to put something down here, otherwise it doesn't seem to scroll. Oops. All right. How do we get this to fill? Variable customer names. Set content. Set variable as content of element as value of variable. Yes. Set variable. That's right. And then we want another interaction, I guess. Right? Is on blur. On blur. Blur just means when a field, like a form field, loses focus. So when you click out of it, or you hit enter, or tab away, maybe hitting enter probably doesn't blur. But basically, when you move away from it and do something else, then it's blur. So then we set the variable. We select customer name. We set the variable as the content of welcome. This one. All right, now let's try it. All right, I'm expecting we're gonna see something happen this time. No! I don't know what I'm doing wrong. What am I missing? I've got the interaction to... Oh, I changed all these to blur? What is this thing? Duplicate interaction. Set text. Else. No. Can I undo? What? Click tap. Some stuff just doesn't work quite. Like sometimes there's a little green. You see that green thing that appeared for a flash? I'll just get rid of this. If I don't know how if input is empty. Okay. Condition. If input is empty. Condition. Value of variable. No. Is not empty. Content of element is not empty. Then you set the state to focused. Sure. If input is empty and input is not empty, oh my goodness. How do you do else? You add another condition, right? Oh my goodness. Content is not empty. Add condition. Save. Too late in the day for me to figure this one out. Someone's gonna do it. Someone's gonna wow me. They're gonna watch a little tutorial that's with someone who knows how to do this. Someone with a little bit more experience. This is the new UX for UXPin. All right, so we'll just cut that out. I'm not gonna figure that out. Let's though. I think I have the desktop app. What do I have it set to so far? How do I save this thing? Command S. Is this just all saved? Didn't seem to be in sync with the desktop version. Let's see how this works. Cool, it looks like I've got my pages. And it is synced. I've updated my stuff. Cool. We know all three of these, we want to hide them. And now I can do my document thing. Where's the document thing? What activities will you do when you pick something? All right, let's show Hawaii activities. And when you pick this, I suppose we need to create this kind of card. All right. Lug list will hook you up with, we'll have the following items ready for you at your hotel room. Alright, now we're gonna make a really janky card. Yay. We'll have an image. So we're gonna be a little bit thoughtful about size. Let's make it, I don't know, 320. We'll do a square. Yeah. Let's do some shadows. Two and 4 and 4 and 8. Great, we've got some shadows. Let's round some corners. Nice, we've got that here. Padding, that's interesting. What's that gonna do? I don't know what that did. Oh, if you start typing in it, interesting, because you can add text in there right inside the rectangle. That's kind of cool. Let's set this. Let's have the, actually, let me, how do I do the top? There we go. I like this. This is pretty clever. The way they are communicating which corner it is. Just calling it out. Corner, 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 corner. Instead of like T, B, or T, L, T, R, B, R, B, L. Just using little icons there. That works pretty slick. Because then I want this image to go up there. I'm gonna call this product image. And then let's add some text. It's going to be the product name. And then we have the description. And a rating, right? Yeah. Product description. Product name. See how it handles some of these longer named items. This will be 200. Oh, I should probably do a text area actually. I think we have that somewhere. Text field, card image. Could actually use a, can actually use a homemade card, a ready-made card. It's pretty cool. Man, time's flying. Time flies when you're trying to learn something, huh? Uh, 240. 240. Okay, and then a rating. Actually, we'll make this 200. And then rating. This rating can be short. And the rating can also be right aligned. Let's get these aligned to the bottom. Cool. Let's make this 50. It's going to be too short. I don't like how it keeps bouncing around. All right, there we go. And I think, there we go. So I think if we name all these layers, product image, product name, rating, product description. I think I called this one description actually. Yeah, then we should have this. We can make this into a component. And I'm thinking what will happen is we only have 2 items, so let's do that for now. Thinking what we can do is we can grab that link now. And I think it was this one. Sheets. Import from URL. Boom! Wow, look at that. That's pretty cool. I mean, it totally broke everything, but I mean, it did exactly what we wanted it to. And then it's just about updating, editing the master. I think we have to have some very strict character limits. For the, we could also put the rating somewhere else maybe. or use stars. I don't even know if we need the rating. But that's cool. So that's using data. So how many things did we get through today? Because I'm feeling so burned out from this. All right, we did conditional interaction. We did data, expressions. What's expressions again? Expressions, type of data you can use in expressions, numbers, strings, variables. Choose an expression as part of the interaction. Automatically displays the list of available variables. To access the list, type $. Oh, let's try that. Oops. So if we say, I'll zoom in on this. If we say hello, oh, I got rid of the text field, didn't I? $, well, maybe not. $, $. To access the list while writing, type $, for variables. You can do form validation. Compound expression, set content as expression. Ah, I think I understand. Whoops, our text field, we need to go to interactions, which is weird. And then we go to more, and then we go to set content. And then we pick the text, and then we use a $. Value variable, I guess I have. And this is gonna be sure on tap, I guess is weird, but let's do it. I wonder if the I wonder if this desktop app is keeping this preview in sync as well. It looks like it. I guess one of the challenges is though making a text field your interactable element is you can't actually see it. So let's see, is there an option for a border or a fill? Sure, we'll give it a fill color. Nope. Why not? Why can we not fill it? Set content as, no. Set value. At this point, I'm totally just. Huh, interesting. Well, that did do something. That did do something. It seems like. Value of variable. Variable is customer name. And we haven't set customer name. So I have to save it. And then we need a field for customer name. Alright. Maybe I can get this other thing to work now. Alright, just stick this here. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Label. On blur. No, where's the blur? Oh, I know. I need to select the actual form. Input. Here we go. New interaction. blur, set variable, customer name. Why do I need to set the variable as? Set variable as valuable of variable. Customer name. Seems like I'm doing things twice. Seems really odd to me. Alright. Now we can try it out. Okay, I think Adam is the customer variable, and we get exclamation point. What the heck? I suppose I did have it as an exclamation point at one point in time. Alrighty. Let's show off a little bit of things that we did do. Again, this is not super elegant yet. It's not looking very polished or great. But again, I wasn't starting from Sketch. Didn't have anything ready. This is from zero. Just trying to get in some functionality, because really the key to an amazing interactive prototype is going to be that interactive experience. So for my experience, it's, hey, you're doing a trip to Maui. You might want to look at San Francisco or Tokyo. There's some different activities. There could even be images here, right? So we could be using pairing these with images to be a lot more interesting. They could be little cards, right, with checkboxes. There's so much visual stuff that we could do to expand this, make it awesome. But when you're going to Maui, you can pick some things, and then let's say you want to do snorkeling, and you want to do some whale watching and some sailboating, and then conditionally what we could do is actually have a few minutes. Let's do that. Let's do 2 conditional things where we pick snorkeling and sailboating. Those 2 things. Well, not. Oh, we don't have the snorkel. Let's pick whale watching and sailboating and give you these 2 things. So this thing for whale, let's just pick whale watching. What am I talking about? I'm always trying to make things more complicated than they need to be. All right, so let's show how this works. Let's get activities, and actually we want this to be, when you tap it, you set the state of the whale watching checkbox. Whale check works for me. Okay, so on tap, yes, you change the state of the whale check to on enabled. Sure. I'm gonna add that, and then we also want to add an interaction. When you tap that, you're going to we need to make this thing show. So this is going to be called camera sunscreen, and they're both going to be hidden. And when we when we select that one, we're also going to show camera and sunscreen. The animation is going to be a fade. Maybe we make this a little bit more dramatic. Let's be crazy and go 500 milliseconds. And let's ease it in. Let's add that. And I think we've got this experience now. All right, so my new company, Lugless, is launched. It's gonna hook you up with all the gear and stuff that you need. You pick where you're going. San Francisco sounds nice. Tokyo sounds nice. Look at these cool things. But actually, I'm gonna go to Maui. And then I'm going to do some whale watching. Oh, wow. When I do whale watching, they're going to hook me up with sunscreen and cameras. Bam. That's amazing. All right. And then, form field, like pay for your lugless trip. You get the sense of this feels like, it's starting to feel like at least a website. Like if I sent this link to someone and I didn't have this Chrome and I'd polished the visuals and done all that stuff, someone off the street at Starbucks, right? Just random person at Starbucks could believe that they are signing up for this service for this company. Yes, that's the goal. That's the wow of these interactive prototypes, is you can test something that's a fairly rich experience and collect feedback and learn along the way. So that is where we're going to leave off this week. Next week, I'm going to continue supporting UX Design Contest. Hopefully I can find a few minutes to push this forward a little bit and wrap up and do a little bit more learning too on UXPin, so I can speak to some of the other functionality options. And what's the other focus for next week? Presenting. So I'll also go over effective presentations, because one of the components of the contest is not only creating this prototype, but also submitting a really short video. I think I said 3 minutes, 3-minute presentation video about your project. And so we're going to talk about that, and that's going to be a great skill because you can use that in things when you're interviewing, for doing portfolio presentations. You can use that when you are just bringing other members of your team or people up to speed on things. So that'll be for next week. Ricardo, thanks so much for joining me and talking in chat. Everyone else who's hanging out, it's always great. I appreciate you spending your time with me, and I hope to see you next week. And good luck. Happy designing with the design contest interactive prototypes. See you next week.